So here we have the 2017 question 1. This is Leaving Cert Ordinary Level, and this is a question on probability. So the question says, according to the Central Statistics Office, CSO, there were 65,909 babies born in Ireland in 2015. Of these, 32,290 were girls. How many boys were born in Ireland? Well, a baby is either going to be born a boy or a girl. So to get the number of boys, it'll be the total number of babies born, subtract the number of girls. So that gives us 9. So we get 33,619 boys. So we're asked to find the probability that a baby picked at random from those born in Ireland in 2015 is a boy. So we're going to have the amount of boys born over the total number of babies born. So the total number of babies born is 65,909. The amount of boys is 33,619, which we just worked out. So I'm just going to plug this into my calculator and get that correct to 2 decimal places. So when I plug this in, I get a recurring decimal, so I get 0.51, and it just goes on. So they ask correct to 2 decimal places, so my probability is 0.51. So then we are asked 8 babies were born in Limerick's Maternity Hospital on the 1st of May 2015. Use your answer to find the probability that the first 3 babies born were boys. So you were asked to use our answer. So the probability, so our answer from part A, part 2, was that the probability of a boy being born is 0.51. So we were told that 8 babies were born, and we were to get the probability that the first 3 babies born were boys. So if this is the probability that we have a boy, well then the probability that we have a girl will be 1 minus 0.51. So that's going to be 1 minus 0. So that gives us 0.49. So that's the probability that we have a girl. So probability of a girl. So if 8 babies were born and we want to get the probability the first 3 were boys, well, we're going to have the probability. So the probability that we have a boy in 2015 is 0.15. So if we want to get the probability that the first 3 are boys, so we have to get so it's going to be the probability that we have a boy for the first one, and then the probability that we have a boy for the second one. And when we have when we're dealing with probabilities, we multiply the probabilities. So we're going to have the probability of a boy and the probability of a boy and the probability of a boy. So it's going to be the probability of a boy is 0.51. So the first one is we're getting the probability that the first baby born is a boy and the second and the third. So it's going to be multiplied. So when we deal with and in probability, and gives us multiply. So when we do this out, we get 0.51 by 0.51, and we get our answer is 0.1327. So that's the probability that the first 3 babies born were boys. And find the probability that the third birth was the first girl born in the hospital in that day. So if we're having, the third birth, we already got that the probability of a boy was 0.51, and we got the probability of a girl also, which was 0.49. So that's probability of a girl, 0.49. So we want to get the probability that we have a boy, and we have a boy, and then we have a girl. So the probability that we have a boy is 0.51, and means we multiply in probabilities, so 0.51, and the third was the first girl, so it's going to be 0.49. So it's 0.51 by 0.51 by 0.49, and then I get my answer of 0.1275. So that's the probability that the third baby born is a girl. And then in the next part of our question, we are given a table. So we have day and then probability. So Monday we have 0.14, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday. So Wednesday our probability of 0.15, 0.18, 0.15, 0.12, and 0.1. So the table shows the probability of being born on a particular day of the week. So we're asked to complete the table. Well, the total number of probabilities, the probability of being born on all of the days altogether, will have to add up to 1. So if we were to add these up together and then we can subtract it from 1, 0.15, because these are the only days that it could be born. It can only be born on one. It has to be born on one day of the week. So the remaining probability will have to be we'll have to add up to 1. So if we were to add up all these, 0.15 plus 0.18 plus 0.15 plus 0.12 plus 0.1. So when I add these up together, I get 0.84. So to get the amount on Tuesday, because the probability scale goes from 0 to 1, so the amount on Tuesday will be 1 minus 0.84, and that gives me an answer of 0.16. So Tuesday's probability is 0.16. And then the next part, so on a particular week 13,000 babies were born. So the total number of babies born is 13,000. 1,300 babies were born. And then we're asked to find the number of babies expected to be born on the Tuesday of that week. Well, so we're dealing now with expected values. So if we want to get the probability of a baby being born on the Tuesday of that week is 0.16. So if we want to get the total number total by the probability of the day we want, probability gives us the expected value or the expected number of babies to be born on a Tuesday. So the total is 1,300. The probability of a baby being born on a Tuesday is 0.16. So when we multiply them out, we get 208. So we would expect it would be expected that we'd have 208 babies born on that day.